Yeah, well, I mean,
The guy in the movie where his whole head's on fire?
yeah, Ghost Rider, but like the
Yeah,
Wicker Man
okay.
was clearly the better film out of the two.
Jeez.
Oh, I thought we were talking specifically hairstyle.
Oh, hey, we're live right now.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to Roll for Revolution.
Jeez.
Thank you for joining us. My name is AJ. I will be your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. Um, Go around the table real quick and introduce ourselves. If you want to start off with us.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I will be playing Orla Bitterfoot, who is a bard devil.
Excellent. And
I'm Bob. I will be playing Kata and Oki, who are Dragonborn and his dragon slash drake companion.
I'm Dan. I'm playing Marxus, the Merciful. Marxus. It is Marxus, as that's what we've decided this past week. Is a monk, way of the Iron Kettle, a homebrew Tabaxi variant, as well as a homebrew monk variant.
I'm Gina, and I am playing Narnip Ningle, who is a rock gnome rogue.
okay, so we do start off our sessions with a little bit of a warm-up question. Um, and usually they're fun and interesting, but sometimes we're not. So we should do that. But Lindsay, if you want to start us off, what is like a little trinket that Orla may have from her home, and what does it mean to her?
I would say it would be my little, like my little lute. I got it from my grandfather, as it's been in the family for a very, very, very long time. And I hold it dear, as music has been a part of my family for ages.
Cool. Yeah.
Ooh. Um, my inventory here, but I think that Kata has on him, not pinned on him, but a pin. Uh, if you think of like the Venezuelans in Parks and Rec, like their super fancy admiral suit.
Jail.
One of those
This is the second reference to
military
the
pin.
Family Values.
Uh,
All right. Yeah. You don't have a pin? Go to jail.
Show up late for jail. Ironically, jail.
also, Joe.
What do you got, man? What's your leftover stuff from a monastery monk life of no possessions?
Well, it's interesting that you say no possessions because as a Tabaxi, I'm always like kind of like into like kind of not like a goblin like in the way like into like trinkets and stuff, but like you know, cats like toys. And so the toys that since I've had a life of not having toys, what we have now is we've been fighting and defeating a bunch of like gear people, kind of say like their inner workings are gears, the gearheads, if you will. And so I've been collecting the little gears and making those into necklaces. And so all of us have one necklace, and then I just have a collection of gears now because that's normal.
Perfect for your tinkering kit. Um,
I think I have Tinkerer's tools, but I don't know how to use them.
Prior to becoming a rogue, Narnip was working for a tinkerer, I guess, at her shop. And the first day that she went in there because something shiny caught her eye, a little mechanical bird hopped in Narnip's bag, and I've kept it ever since. And its name is Chirpy, and it's the little bird that like hops around and kind of has a mind of its own.
awesome. We are new with this, so bear with us. We all like to have fun playing this and learning together, and hopefully,
Nope. Tito.
Tito's making an appearance.
Cat tax. Uh-oh.
No, where did it go? Am I off the camera now?
No, you're still on.
Okay.
As a rock gnome, you can actually make more little gadgets. It's like one of your like racial abilities or species abilities. Quick recap from our last session. You started the session fighting off a metallic pinwheel form mounted on a fire-breathing metal stag. You were victorious in battle, but not before almost losing orb. The spoils of the fight gave you a globe with striation running around all of its surface. After some short recovery, you ventured further into the woods. You found an encampment in the woods after following a metal bird in flight, mid-flight. You were almost caught by a sentry outside of the encampment. You were able to detain him. You snuck into the forge camp, found some of these so-called fawners and their leader forging materials, imagining the creation of more of these creatures. One creature of which seemed to be made of the remains of the scouting party you were supposed to investigate. A creature made of metal and flesh. You noticed that a number of the individuals were also working and drawing metal from a large pauldron, a shoulder piece of armor, probably about 30 feet in diameter, so enormous. You attempted a ruse to enter the camp, found out, quickly found out, and battle ensued. The supposed leader disappeared in a somewhat familiar flash of light, and you defeated the others quickly, leaving one alive. That is where we pick up. So, what would the party like to do?
The one that's blind still?
It was one of the workers that was working out the forge.
I believe, if my memory carries over, Kata and Oki are digging
Mm-hmm.
currently.
Yep.
Well, they love to dig.
So we'll keep digging. My investigate.
Interrogation hole.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
my Blackwater site.
While he's doing that, I think I want to go over to, I don't know if I want to investigate the forge. Yeah. I want to investigate the big ass forge.
All right.
Real quick,
Check.
is the captive? Do we find him, or is he unconscious?
He's down. Not unconscious, but he's not looking too great. He seems to be kind of trying to squirm away unless somebody wants to do anything.
I'm gonna pounce. I'm gonna, like, pin him, like hold him. Grapple.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, yes. Yes. Acrobatics is exactly what I'm looking for these days. That's a 16 for a 21, baby. Not a bad way to start.
You pounce and you pin him like Simba, or well, not Simba, I guess. Pinned down. He's looking straight up. Your investigation check was
22.
22. You found that the individuals next to the anvils were working on a series of metals. One of which you find is chainmail, but it doesn't yet make a shape. It seems to be quite shiny. There are also a number of gemstones laid about, as if they've been removed from some of the metal to make whatever that was. It was leftover pieces that were probably going to be used for other means. But you find five gemstones.
Those. And how big is this piece of like chainmail?
It is probably 2 square feet, just under a yard.
Is it big enough for me
I don't know, textiles.
to it's big enough for me to carry? Or
Yes.
small enough for me to carry? Okay. Chainmail sheet.
You have 2 rubies, 2 emeralds, and a sapphire.
All
While I have this individual pinned down, I'm gonna just give him like an intimidating hiss. Just right on top of him.
Roll an intimidation check.
That's a dirty 20, baby.
You hit him. He's kind of freaked out. Maybe not ever seen a giant cat humanoid, let alone one your size.
I'm gonna ask him what the hell's going on here. I'm gonna ask that individual what the hell's going on here.
He responds. Oh yeah, you had you're good at intimidation check. He says, "Well, you're here, right? What? Wouldn't you know? You're the one that came to stop us."
And I kind of like look around and I say, "You're right." And I look around to the rest of the team. Kata, do you have your hole dug yet?
So you throw him into the hole from where you're at.
Absolutely. Well, I guess how close is the hole? Okay. 11.
You throw him, and he doesn't quite make it, but I think that might benefit the idea that you were just literally throwing a man around. He's not very big. He's a scrawny kind of human guy. Nothing much to him besides the robes. And he's kind of trying to crawl away from the pit, the hole that you've dug. And he goes, you won't get away with this. And he's crawling away from you.
I'm gonna see him land all and then walk over and just kick him into the hole.
All right. You kick him in the hole. You are certainly strong enough to just kind of boot him into the hole. He falls into the hole and he's looking up at all of you. He goes, "No matter what you do, you'll never stop Lord Boston. We will harvest until all of our efforts are complete."
I'm gonna look down at him and say, "Yeah, we didn't know any of that. So now we're gonna bury you alive. Thank you for all your information."
And I'm going to start like a cat pushing dirt over him. Yeah, you know, like a cat hole.
That's different.
And then I'll address and I'll say, we don't wish to kill you, so tell us everything you know, and we will let you live. But lie to us, and we will kill you.
He looks up and he says, "You'll get nothing more from me."
I'm gonna. No, Orlo, what you got?
I'm seeing like the Romans come in, and I kind of like walk over there and I'm like, what's going on? And they catch me up to speed. But I'm like, well, I've got a fail. Oh, but he would know that I was doing it. And might just like step away and do this own truth where he's laying.
What if we blindfold him and then he can't see he's in the zone of truth?
I could blindfold him and I hold up my claws. Like I'm gonna swipe at his eyes.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
I weirdly agree with Mark.
Kata, my man. I put my claws away.
I'm gonna look at Drew like, I feel like when I killed those last couple people abruptly, even though I said it out loud, that kind of shocked everyone. So just to be clear, if we don't have a good way to get the information, I am going to kill this guy.
Understood.
Everybody make a perception check.
17. Almost a
I
net
rolled.
20.
22.
So he rolled a natural 20 on his stealth while you guys were discussing this to try to sneak out of the hole.
Oh,
But you guys notice that he's out of the hole, but you've noticed that he's kind of like trying to crawl away. He's still not looking great, but
I'm gonna go kick him back in the hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pounce right behind Kata and like block the individual's path.
like going over in that direction, I'm gonna cast my zone of truth back into the hole so he doesn't see that I do it. And then you kick him in there.
all right.
I get
You
some
can't approach him.
Yep.
How big's this hole? Like human size?
Body size. Yeah, body size.
Body sized.
And you guys are all standing around the hole,
Yeah.
looking down on him.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you guys doing? Just gonna.
I'm gonna say nothing.
I'm gonna look at him and say, okay. So you have a great opportunity for you to tell us everything that you've been doing. And it will spare your life if you do.
Are you being truthful when you say that?
Um,
Would you guys spare his life if you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you are all currently in the zone of truth.
Yes.
That was the deal we made. That was the deal I made.
Well, make sure you guys can't lie either if you're in the zone for
Just have to be honest.
right?
That's why I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm gonna go, while she's asking questions, I'm gonna go for a very heavy something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a forge. There's an anvil. If you want to go for it,
Perfect. That'll work.
make a strength check.
Dirty 20.
All right, it's a heavy anvil, but you're able to like get under it.
Yeah.
I would say it's a personal anvil, so for all of those blacksmith enthusiasts, probably around 140 pounds, but big enough for somebody, especially an adventurer, to pick up. So you want to say, yeah.
Alright, I'll let the interrogation keep going then.
His reaction is that, sorry, but he spits up at you.
Rude. First word I say in this entire thing while he's in the hole, I just say rude. And I imagine Zone of Truth is what, 10 minutes? Alright, so yeah, I'm totally honest when I say that. Rude.
Where did your master go when he disappeared?
Lord Vassal or whatever his name was?
He says, I don't know, with a smirk on his face.
Did you watch my friend cast this Zone of Truth?
Yeah, he caught on to that.
Ah,
I'm gonna jump into the hole and like be on top of him and hold my dagger like a centimeter away from his eyeball.
Okay.
He goes, he says, as I told you, you'll get nothing from me. And make a perception check.
20.
Nice.
nice. We've had some great rolls so far. Must be a giveaway stream.
You see a centimeter away, he starts to press his face into your blade.
Bad ass. I mention under my breath.
Your perception roll allowed you to notice before it went any deeper than his eye.
Shit.
You can. He'll keep pressing unless you want to do something else. Figure that would be an opportunity for you to prevent him from stabbing himself through.
Do we see this? Do we see him poking his eyeball out with the dagger?
I'm kind of giving Narnip an opportunity right now with her high perception roll to do something about that immediately, but we're talking like fractions of a second.
I like pull my dagger away so he doesn't pluck his eyeball out.
Oh, it's in the. You
It's
got his
in
eye.
there. I got his eye.
Well, what you're doing is you're preventing him from going any further
Yeesh.
and being the irrigation.
Okay. So I'm
So
pulling my dagger away and I'm pulling his eyeball out.
you tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my dagger away and pull his eyeball out. And then I'm gonna pull it off the dagger and I'm gonna toss it to Oki for a little treat. And look back at him and see if he's bluffing.
Zoki, grab it midair.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oki snacks it up.
What I imagine does is he puts a little crisp on it as it's like a not enough flame to away, but enough flame to like.
Just a little.
Just like an air fryer.
Toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick air fry. Midair. And then it was into his belly.
Mid-air fry.
Is he shook at all? When I look back at him, does he look like he's affected by this?
He's the one who did it to himself. He's well aware of what was going to happen. He's like wincing, but not like shaking. But I mean, it's up to you guys on whether or not you think that Arnib did that or he did.
So we all see this, right? We saw the dragon eat the eyeball.
Nip!
Yeah.
What have you done?
Don't call me Nip. No.
Narnip,
Darn.
what have you done? His depth perception is way off now.
He's not gonna talk. He's not gonna talk.
I think he's not gonna talk. Let's just get this over with.
I turn around and I start scooting some dirt.
Hold on, Marxus. No, hop out of that hole. I have a plan for this anvil.
Okay. Climb up.
I set the anvil on his chest. Okay, Marxus, continue.
Okay. And I use my
As
rear
you
legs
get
to
on
like.
his chest, you feel a few ribs
Oh.
crack in. And he's just
Okay.
staring at you with one eye.
Yeah.
And a berg on his face. Pretty much.
I hop out of the hole and I help Marxus. Back.
Alright. So you guys fill the hole. Burying the individual alive, and then shortly after there's nothing more to be said. There's a filled in hole with a buried anvil and a buried dude.
Is there still the other bodies that are around that the unfortunate souls that didn't survive us earlier?
The
Poor
poor
unfortunate souls.
If I recall correctly, the flesh golem was destroyed by a cloud of daggers, which cut the sewn parts together and is in now a pile of flesh and metal.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that pile alone.
And then there's I think two other people.
I'm gonna go over to one of the boners and try to see what they have in their pockets. Or anything that like any emblems on it or anything that would like stick out as to an association that they're with or something.
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna dig 2 more graves for the devil.
I'm gonna help out Kata.
16. You're digging 2 more graves, and you notice that they're in kind of just brown drab robes, and they don't have a lot else on their person. But on each of their forearms is a tattooed sword, very similar to the spiritual weapon that the caster casts. And if you recall, it was a like a broadsword, but on the tip had 2 hooks facing away from each other.
And the hooks were on just the tip, right?
Yes.
Cool. I have nothing further to ask, just besides I just wanted to say just the tip.
Yeah, I figured.
Tito, come on.
Kata.
Sketch looks like that. Oof, that's a bad sketch. Sorry.
It's a great rough sketch. Tito.
But you guys get the gist of what I'm talking You guys doing?
Kata, how's this hole look? Did I do a good job? Excellent. Thanks, my man. I'm gonna pop on out of the hole, and I'm gonna go investigate the giant shield that they were pulling metal off of.
Okay. So Orla, you find, um, you said you just investigated the two people, right? Okay. You find a handful of silver coins and a handful of gold coins, um, and then nothing else.
So
You work out off of the three of them, 30 silver each and 20 gold each.
60 and 40.
Yeah, that's a math.
Booyah.
And don't read into the fact that they had the exact amount of change on themselves. Just that was convenience. What does this mean? Because I feel like you guys would do that.
I was already thinking it, but
Yeah, now that you specifically said not to look into it, I feel like we should double look into it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
All right. So, you are looking into the pauldron.
Oh yeah, the pauldron. Yeah, I thought it was a shield. That's my fault.
I'm sorry. So there's a pauldron, metal, and it has shimmering effects to it, but it seems to be like very patinaed and worn. But there's some parts that they've kind of been uncovering and cutting away from that have a sheen to them. It does seem to be half embedded into the earth with growth over it. It's not a clean sight, but it seems to be that there's certain bits that they have that are kind of scraped away.
And with like hearing the stories of the Titans taking over, like do we recognize this as, or like would Marxist, excuse me, recognize this as like a pauldron of a Titan?
Make a history check.
Smooth 17, baby.
You would imagine that it's probably a Titan. Your monastic background doesn't really lead you to a lot of reading. But you could assume and heard stories about this because you were kind of a sheltered cat.
Indoor cat.
Yeah, you were an indoor cat for sure. But you were basically brewing, and you never held that higher tier of monk level. You were essentially a drunk custodian.
Yes, ideal.
Yeah, yes, but I mean, I was joking. That's kind of like what brewer is, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm like somewhat familiar with like the stories, so like I can kind of piece together that like this is very likely from a fallen Titan of some sort, or like a Titan that dropped a piece of armor or something. I guess I'll rock like an Arcana check to see if there's any like kind of seeing those sparklies in there, seeing if there's any like anything around it, any magical aura. 17.
are you are you proficient with smithing tools?
No, thieves and tinkers tools.
You got a 17. It doesn't give off any. You don't know if it gives off any magical effects. It doesn't. You've never read about any magical aspects of it. You've read that Titans hold great power, and you've kind of overheard in passing from your higher ups that there's been a desire for these types of sites, but mostly in terms of resource. You guys, if you recall with your history and Arcana check rolling so high, I would say that you guys do recall that the bounty was placed by the Magistrate of Resources, as opposed to the Guard of Tyrion or anything else like that. It was purely a resource management acquisition kind of mentality.
Are these the ruins though that they had wanted us to explore?
You're at ruins, you're at sites that hold high resources. The bounty mentioned resources in ruins. I would imagine that
See, better.
probably in that ballpark.
To me, it seems like they were taking this metal armor that at one point probably was Titan armor and breaking it down and maybe remaking it into other kinds of armor for themselves.
Or is it like a Spider-Man Homecoming kind of thing? Well,
I
I don't think this is too magical.
think that's foolish, though. If the armor did no good for the Titans, what makes these people think they could make armor that would be any better?
Because Titans are much bigger than they are. So that metal might be strong enough for them, but not Titan. It's just
What use might the magistrate of resources have for such material?
Well, I mean, it does seem like a great big hunk of metal, and I don't know, maybe like swords or armor, or I don't know, just having like just a bunch of bullion. I don't know. I'm more of a beer guy, man. I don't really know any of all this stuff. But what was that, Lord Vassar? Lord Vass? Who was that guy? Who was he was talking about before he stabbed his own eye out with the help of Narnip? Well, who was he talking about?
Bunsen.
Vossen. I don't think I've ever heard this name before. Have you?
I think so.
Narnip?
I don't think so.
Everybody roll a history check.
Six.
18.
11.
16.
With everyone's background, I would say that Narnip, you may have heard the name in passing, but like jobs available at one point or another. You don't recall ever working for him, but you may have seen it or heard it about your background.
Okay.
Try to be as vague as I can about that for your sake.
Thank you.
Yeah. Orla, you rolled really well, but it is a secretive manner, so it's not. The name hasn't come up in song or in tale or anything else like that. There are tales and songs of large armored beings, but it's like almost always been like a vague, like the like the Titans thrown about wearing armor and
Just like
dealing
very-
their destruction.
Yeah, very simple,
Yeah.
like known facts
Yeah.
as well. Like,
And in those kinds of stories, it was usually it's more like publicly acceptable to be singing that in a very brief and vague way because people like lost their lives. So if you're at a bar, a tavern, and you're singing a song about that kind of thing, you're singing of the triumphs of battle versus singing about, oh hey, remember when you guys are all drinking? Remember when everybody fucking died? Like that's not like that's not viewed and it's not getting hits or paid, so rarely are punks out.
So I guess to my companions here, what do you know of the Titans? Do you guys know of the Titans beyond that they were big, destructive beings?
Oh, it's a good thing you put that caveat in there because that's what I was going to say. That's all I really know.
same. It was just like a story that was told by the elders, and it was again like very big details that one really that I know lived through that. So it's just like all stories that were kind of passed down, you know?
Yeah. So here's my reservation. When we set off on this endeavor, we did not know we were coming to Titan ruins. We were just going to the ruins to help with resources.
Right.
Where I come from, uh, we roughly have used lots of this Titan resource to a great many benefits. But I know nothing of this other world, this town that we were in, or this magistrate of resources, or anybody on the floating islands, except for the fact that I do not trust them with this of material. Um, so I'm not totally comfortable giving it up. With that being said, we did enter a contract, and I'm not very good at gray area.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about me just giving him the piece of chainmail that I had and just saying, here, like, this is all we found.
Yeah. So should we explore more, or do we head back and like tell them what we found?
Do it too, you know, we gotta make sure that we're on staying on our timeline for the market.
Oh, yeah.
Staying on our time. What else was there that we had to do? Oh, we had to meet back up with.
Oh,
Get over here.
brewer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we have like two pressing things. So I think that we should just head back,
Target.
turn in what we got, left the money for the bounty, and then go.
Yeah, that I never wanted to leave Tolkien waiting, and yeah, I don't know, man. This is all like super weird, and I could really use a beverage, and so
That you weren't drinking.
Yeah.
no, that's why I said I could really use one. Um, sorry, but this is all like super weird, and I'm like trying to follow like Kata's lead here and like be a badass, and like I'm kind of freaking out about it. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm cut out for this.
Do it.
Well, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So we're gonna do we have anything else we want to explore here, and then we'll head back to town.
Anything else I need to look at?
Did anyone find anything shiny?
Yeah, does anybody know trustworthy, like, um, uh, forger, blacksmith is the word I'm looking for?
Those are two very different things.
I know a trustworthy artificer that knows a thing or two about like metals, and maybe she might be a good place to start back in town.
This is the way.
Yeah, like I said before, these metals can be made into like pretty powerful stuff. I didn't have any to bring any of that stuff with me, so it might be of benefit to us to take some with us and see if we can get someone to smith it for us.
Wait.
Into weapons or armor.
So we should do what they were just doing.
Yeah.
We can do is we can split up because I know that Kata doesn't like to be in that gray area of like not being loyal and truthful. So I can take what I have with the chainmail. If somebody else wants to come with me to the bounty, get that covered. If you guys wanted to take some more, then we can go to the artificer and see what she knows about it. Or we can all go straight to the artificer, find things out, and if we need to, like, decide whether we want to give this up or not.
I agree with that, but we should also maybe take just a little bit as a treat. Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna use my
Yeah.
Tinker's tools and try and knock off like a chunk off of the pauldron.
All right, make a strength check with your Tinker Tools proficiency.
So add my proficiency bonus. It's a 18 then after the proficiency bonus added in.
All right. I'll give you an option. Where? There are. There are. It's like a hard, like a lot of the area is like a hard worn gray. There's a few of the sides that are on the sharp edges and are more silvered. And then on the that's the outside. And then there's like gold, kind of artistic added parts to it. I'll say, what part do you want to strike at?
The like the freshest inside, like where the whoever these individuals were, what they were pulling from, like right from that spot. So like the freshest material, the non-natured material.
Okay. You rolled an 18. You strike with your tinker's tools, and you take your hammer and your small chisel and you hammer into it, and your chisel snaps right into it.
What a hunk of junk.
Your tools are broken right now.
Maybe I got an idea. Was the big fleshy creature that was originally chomping at it?
Oh yeah.
We didn't have a name, so
That thing. I'm gonna
Lurch.
grab his axe or his hammer thing that he was using,
mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna swing it as hard as I can right at the shinier part of this armor. And Oki's gonna light it up with fire as I bring it down.
Cool. Make a strength check.
18.
And you're going with the clarify the shiny part.
The shot, yeah.
Okay. So you swing down and it glances off, but there is a sliver, probably about 2 feet long and about 4 inches wide, and it kind of comes to a point. So it's kind of like a prism, a long kind of angular prism. Does that make sense? Those are all words, right?
Those are right, sir.
That's cut off. So you have like 2 feet by 4 inches of this silvery, like pointed, sharp metal.
Okay. Do you think this is enough, or should I give it another swing?
Well, I mean, you kind of seem to know what you're doing. I don't think you want to use these tools because that's a much better tool. But if you wanted to cut off another hunk for like maybe like one hunk for each of us, we each have like just like the equivalent of like a couple ingots.
How heavy is it?
Oh yeah, you're a rock gnome.
Okay.
You pick it up.
I did I pick it up? Yeah, I'll pick it up.
All right, cool. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh fuck you, dude.
You take 3 points of slashing damage as it cuts your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit's like real sharp.
Okay. So it's sharp.
I have a spell called Heat Metal. I don't know if I would be able to smooth out those edges a little bit.
Yeah, and then I could use my hammer, and I could like hammer it down. You heat it, and I can hammer it.
Wanna try?
We can certainly try.
Let me on this thing. It's glowing red hot.
And I'm gonna hit it with my hammer and try and like take those edges off.
Cool. Is there anything about heat metal that you would need to know for this? My understanding is it can help you. You can buff somebody's attack with it by heating their blade, but
Yeah, I can do that. I can also, anything that is metal, like a suit of heavier metal, medium metal armor that I can see within range, I can catch on full fire. But if somebody is physically touching it or wearing it, then it would cause them damage. And then I can also heat somebody's sword up and.
oh yeah, you could heat somebody else's armor.
Exactly.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I can like hurt somebody, you know, if they're wearing armor, I can heat up their somebody else's sword and allow them to hurt someone else, and then I can just heat metal.
That's
As
pretty.
Kato watches the metal start to glow from Koro's spell, he just like shakes his head. He's like, "Whole time, you gonna heated the anvil up?"
Man,
All right,
yeah,
so
because we didn't torture that guy enough.
You bring your hammer down, your little tinkering hammer, and the heated metal, splits your hammer right now.
Cool.
You don't have tinker tools.
Yeah, just
It is not just broken. You don't have.
I don't even.
For you, a tinker tool consisted of a chisel and a hammer, and now they're broken.
I toss them off to the side, and I just go to grab the piece. And I'm just gonna put it,
It's sharp though.
and I'm frustrated.
Saving throw.
All right, baby. Come on, Constitution modifier. Don't let me down now, baby. Oh, saving throw. Excuse me.
That's not gonna be good enough.
Nope, nope. That's a 9.
Take 30 points of slashing damage.
God
Uh,
damn
All
it.
right, I can cast Mage Hand and just have the Mage Hand cover.
Cut it.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, have Mage Hand just pick it up and put it in somebody's backpack.
Oh no,
Narn it for the win, baby.
no! Someone just lost their backpack.
Well, now that you say it, no.
Who's backpack?
I don't know, you were trying to toss it into your backpack.
Ah, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Fine.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 27.
Successfully, with a 27, you successfully had no problem placing this delicately in somebody's pack, and it's placed in there pretty snug. It's not going to move around a lot. You guys are able to successfully take this 2 foot by 4 inch piece of insanely sharp metal.
I don't think we need any more.
No.
I think that this is good.
I'm gonna take my 2 broken Tinker's tools, my tiny hammer and my tiny chisel, and I'm gonna kind of look at Narnip and say, "You owe me a fix."
No, I don't. I didn't do that. You did that.
All right, it was worth a shot.
As I watch all this unfold, I'm gonna say, okay, I agree we don't need any more of that shiny stuff. I'm gonna take one more swing at the dark stuff. None of you don't know how many tools. Mark says, why don't you look around the forge for another set? There might be, I don't know, other tools. And then if the other 2 of you want to look for maybe something that they were using to grab this razor sharp material with, that might be just like laying about on the ground. I'll give the black her part one more swing, and then we can get out of here. If
Yeah.
that sounds good.
That sounds great. I'm gonna go search for some tools around the forge.
So those of you making an investigation check, make an investigation check. I believe your Kate is making a strength throw, or not saving throw, but strength check.
Natural 20 for 24 total.
What exactly are you looking for?
Tools.
Tools.
Expect like in particular something like one of those like grabby fire things that like can pick
Grabby
things.
fire things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tongs.
You find a set of tongs. You find 2 small hammers that seem to have a gray dark metal on the exterior of the hammerhead, but the rest of the hammer still looks like steel. Marxus, you think you found some tools,
Excellent.
but it's just like a hunk of anvil that was cut off. And you'd imagine was cut off the similar way that you have cut off your hammer. You cut your hammer in half.
I look at Narnip and I say, "Is this a tool?"
No, but you can have this hammer. Put that down, and here, take this.
Okay. Okay.
I thought you were literally gonna hand him your mug if you were giving him something when you were picking it up.
Kata, you had a strength check?
Yeah. 11.
Huh?
11.
Oh,
You make your swing and you glance off of it, and it dulls the blade of the axe that you have. You'd imagine that this axe may have been treated somehow in order to cut this accurately, but your swing was not the best, and you've damaged your tool.
It sounds like he's like hacking into the mainframes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I'm being locked out of the mainframe.
So we what is the game doing now that they've had their searches?
you do have one thing that's kind of like stuck in here in my brain that I'm trying to remember. Somebody that like was a part of this group that we kind of run off and kill. They had similar robes to the people that helped us, like and gave us shelter and fed us before we came here. Like they were wearing similar robes.
Their robes were blue robes.
Yeah.
And those robes you saw that were intertwined in the flesh golem. So you assume, I think you guys came to the conclusion that the flesh golem, the creature that you guys killed, was made of the scouting party that you were to investigate.
Awesome. Is that flesh golem body still hanging out? Or no, that was...
No, it's
I
like
don't make this up. I'm just the relay. I don't make any of this up.
Yes.
I make everything up.
He makes it all up and you married him. Fool.
It's reading on the sheet, guys. I don't know who wrote it.
I think we should try and make our way back to that outpost before it gets dark out.
Yeah.
We probably should let them know about their friends.
Yeah.
And the flesh monster that they were made out of.
Agreed.
Alright. Okay, we're gonna make our way back to the outpost.
Not good. Somebody roll a d12.
Lindsay's on it.
Yes.
By the way, shout out to AJ for making today's giveaway. A custom dragon sheath from Dogmite Games. Beautiful little piece. Or a custom skull case for the long-term fans out there.
It looks so cool. What do you lucky people?
Cool. Yeah, we'll be giving away that at the intermission.
Yep.
I don't think
Hey,
Okay, I was like, what were you rolling for?
Okay.
I don't know either.
So you guys are able to make your way with some relative ease. You kind of know the path that took you. You guys take the path that brought you there. So it takes some time. We'll say by nightfall you're able to make it back to the outpost. But it's dark. It's like night.
Do we go in? Is that our plan here?
Yeah, I think we should sleep and eat here and rest before heading out back to the town, the city.
Perhaps we could grab a beverage.
You're supposed to be so I don't know that you and Kata talked about it, so you guys need to talk about it.
Kata, I'm gonna fill up this water skin with booze. You cool with that? To to to
What kind of food?
the good kind. I'll be sharing it with you, and it'll be great.
Are you drinking spirits or are you drinking uh, beer?
Well, I was actually gonna just fill it with spirits from this spot right now, and then before we go to sleep, I was gonna maybe have a couple sessions of brewing up some things. So if you were to allow this rite of passage, then maybe I could hook you up with a beverage later, if when you needed it, and not that you're incessant upon drinking or anything, but
Right. Is it right?
what? No. What am I bribing? Am I paying you off? No.
I mean,
Why would you think that this is a bribe? Are you familiar with bribes?
if you approached me with here's something that would be beneficial for me, but really, if you just said, I would like to have a beer, it would make more sense to me. This seems like a addict mentality where you're trying to rationalize. Are you okay? Do you have a problem, my friend?
Oh, no, I don't have a problem. Do you want to grab a beer?
Yeah, sure.
Huh, cool.
All right. So as you approach, you see one of the outposts watchtowers, very similar to when you walked up. You see a flame rise from the watchtower, and then a flame rise on the wall of the outpost. Um, they seem to have noticed that it's you and that you guys are all traveling by night. I assume you're all traveling with a torch as well, and not sneaking up on the outpost.
Yes,
Um,
that we are.
100%.
I think everybody has paid.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So you arrive, and the guards they escort you to that kind of common room, that lodge style room that you guys were in before. In there you see the head of the guard, kind of sitting down, having a beer of his own. And there's what is a leg of venison on the spit. Assumed what Kata helped hunt the few days prior. And you are, yeah, he greets you and he says, "Hey, welcome back. I trust that these." Jumping right back in. I trust that you were successful. Did you find our men? What what happened?
We found him.
Yeah, we found him.
Orla, do you maybe want to share this news? It seems like maybe this would be good news for you to share instead of maybe like some of our blunter friends.
Perhaps this would be the best time to say it with song.
No, no.
Just breaks out.
So was that tunic one of the ones that I found? Was that one of their friends?
Yes.
So I pull out of my knapsack, and I have my head heavy, and I kind of hold it up to them, and I say, unfortunately, your friends didn't make it, but they passed in a very noble way. And they were trying to protect the land.
Well, since they didn't come back from the original scouting party, we were kind of just hoping for the best. So, unfortunate, but not all too surprising. And then he raises the glass and he says, "Here, here. May their memories never be forgotten."
Here, here.
So everybody roll for rebel.
Yes. Yes, he did it. He said it.
Is it a d20 that we're rolling?
I think so. Well, I got 4, so
We never really figured this out.
no. Is it just anyone who rolls below a 5 has to? I don't know.
No, legally,
This is our first roll for revelry.
technically, yeah. So you guys, cheers and drink and be merry and get fed. He offers you beds for the night. Says, if obviously it's late, feel free to grab a bunk. Fortunately, there are some spare.
Marxus, before we retire, let's talk about your drinking.
Ooh, I love drinking.
Well aware. Your drinking makes you a wild card. And I generally, as a tactic, not like that. And therefore, having spent some time with you, I think wild carding can have an upside. I'm not opposed morally to the drinking. It was more tactical in nature. So don't hold us back.
We don't want to herd back.
Cat burger.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go over here and not brew some beverages.
Yeah.
Well, that should share.
That seems. Yeah, let's see how this goes first.
16.
Do you believe him?
Or
do you
no,
care?
Probably not even drinking. So, but yeah, again, I don't really care if you brew beers or drink. Just make sure it's not a detriment to our outfit here.
You keep me away from water, and I will make sure that nothing is ever a detriment.
Deal. But if you're a detriment, I'll subvert you.
All right.
Whoa, man, I thought we were like cool. I thought we were like getting somewhere, man. And then, man, you Dragonborn, you're so serious, so sincere all the time. And you know what? I think I'm thinking of a special brew for you. So I'm gonna make up a nice little cuvee for you, and stay tuned for that one, there, Mr. K to Dragon Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna brew. I'm gonna try to do my max of 4.
Roll 4d20, adding your proficiency bonus because of your brewer's tools to each.
Pulling all nighter, huh?
Yes. So 13, 19, 6, 16.
What is your intelligence score?
10.
One more time on the list you had.
We went with 13, 19, 6, 16.
So you brew 3 brews.
Nice.
Successfully, the fourth did not. You spent an hour brewing each. So you are 4 hours into the night. Probably not getting a full long rest unless you guys sleep in. So there's that. At least for you. But everybody else is sleeping and having their full long rest. You're probably about 2 hours short, so you guys can probably extend 2 hours and let him sleep in, depending on how you guys want to roleplay the situation. Currently, you guys don't know why he's sleeping in, but that could be something worked out in the future. It just may be something that you guys kind of got to worry about time. So you were able to brew all of those, or the 3 of those. What brew? Do you know what brews you're brewing?
I was gonna make one. I'm sorry. What did you say?
So you don't.
I won't tell you.
But you have 2 options that you could pick. Those are the 2 brews you know. So you can brew 3 of one, 2 of one, and 1 of the other. You know, a breakdown of those 2.
Gotcha.
You'll have multiple, basically, essentially multiple potions. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And in the future, I think we're gonna try to like post your. I think we're gonna post your whole like subclass on the Patreon maybe. Your race, and we'll do kind of all of our homebrew stuff on the Patreon too. Be a perk from that. So you guys get your night's rest. You wake up and Marxus is still in bed.
How long does it take us to get back to Berea? To the city?
The anchor of Bryn took
Bryn.
you guys took 2 days. I think it was 1 day as you left. You guys camped kind of where you all met, and then you took another day.
We need to
2
get
days.
to them.
You'll be getting there. You'll be getting there probably just about the same time as you guys need to.
Do you think we could carry our feline friend without disturbing his rest?
We're gnomes, so no.
Absolutely not. Have you seen my size?
The giant.
Do you think I could carry him without disturbing him? Does anybody know a spell to keep him asleep?
We could put him on Kata's back, or not Kata, what's his name?
Oh, deep back?
He's back.
Yeah, I was sure if anybody do a spell to keep him unconscious, perhaps.
No. Why is he sleeping anyways? Did you drink too much last night?
Probably. He seemed quite upset when I told him I would submerge him in water.
Maybe you need to go flick some water on him.
I think that's a good idea. I think we just wake him up.
I not standing in your way.
I'm gonna go up to Marxus. Marxus. I'm gonna go find a cup of water. And I'm gonna go, Marxus. Just throw it.
Throw a cup of water in his face.
Bah! I wake up with my claws out, like, nah!
Hey man, we gotta get
Who dared disturb me from my slumber?
me.
Oh, hi! Why am I all wet? Oh, yeah! Yeah, well, Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Just one minute. Just 1 minute here. And I reach down into my pack and I grab a bottle and I say, "All right, let's go."
You have 1 point of exhaustion because you didn't get a full miss.
Perfect.
The water didn't do anything to you. It wasn't.
All right.
So, you guys leave the outpost. You travel on the main road that you've traveled before. Somebody roll a d12 for me.
Lindsay, you did good with the D12 last time.
You guys make your first day of travel uneventful. You've had some travelers on the way. They're just kind of doing their own thing, traveling to different cities. There is a city to your south that kind of branches off from. That's like at the crossroads where you guys kind of all met. It's where you pass these other travelers. Nothing really comes to fruition, and you guys have enough time for nightfall to make camp. Relatively unaffected. If anybody wants to, those of you that are going to take watch at one point or another, roll perception checks for me.
I can take first watch.
Oki and I can take second watch.
I'll take third.
You guys don't need to.
Oh, okay.
12.
21.
12 and 21. Lindsay, just kind of strumming along. You don't really notice anything on your watch. The rest of the watch does go uneventful. Kata, you do notice that there is that pack of wolves that you guys actually noticed from the night before. They're not paying you any mind. They may be aware of you, but they're kind of doing their own thing. It's entirely up to you guys with what you'd like to do with that.
They're doing anything, or they're just kind of like walking around?
They're on their own hunt.
So I've got.
So you guys wake in the morning. Marxus, you no longer have a point of exhaustion, and you leave for the morning. Is there anything that you guys would like to do before you travel?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna hand everyone, all three of you, one beverage. Orla, I'm gonna hand you like a really dark-looking liquid, almost like a stout kind of deal. And Narnip and Kata, I will be giving you like a little bit of a well, I'm gonna give you all three the same like dark beer, the same stout.
Is it something we're supposed to drink now?
No. Well, I mean, we're all adults here, and you're the master of your own domain, if you will. But no. I would maybe wait. I would wait until you need to go fast. When you need to go fast or like dodge quickly, take a sip. And when by a sip, I mean the whole thing. Trust.
Right. So each of you can add a stout from Marxus to your inventory. All right, Marxus. I'll tell you something. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So you guys leave. there anything else you'd like to do before we break down camp and head back to the Anchor of Grit? All right. As you hit the road, somebody roll a d12 for me.
Stepped.
Yeah, if you just add in your extras.
Dang it.
All right. So, as you are heading down the road, what is the walking order? What's the marching order together?
I'll go up front.
So wait, Lauren.
I'll be up front. We'll put Oki in the rear.
Okay.
Actually, no. We'll put him because we're on like a traveling road. He'll just like kind of like German Shorthair Pointer, like periodically cross paths with us.
All right.
On the in and out of this.
Okay.
Short hair dragon.
Sure. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Challenge yourself if you'd like.
Yeah, everyone is now a great opportunity to roll yourself some revelry.
Why did we? What were we supposed to do with rolling for revelry? We're supposed to write that down.
Oh no, I think we are just having fun.
Oh.
It's basically like, hey, we're in a tavern, we're gonna roll for revelry.
Okay.
And once we're like famous, because that's what we're doing this for, is to become famous. No, we might do like hey, anytime we're in a tavern and we roll for revelry, the first person who puts like something in the chat, then we'll send them like something cool.
What does your stout beer do?
This is a Cuppa Quickling. Cuppa, Cuppa Quickling, Quickling. It's going to give you advantage on your dexterity checks for an hour. Or, excuse me, your dexterity saving throws. And it also increases your movement by 10 feet per round.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you chatted with them about Cup of Quickling?
Yeah, basically like a coffee stout.
That's the idea. And Swicklings are like super fast creatures in the mythos of D&D. And all of them are pretty themed. Can you roll a perception check for Oki for me? And actually, everybody else can roll a perception check too.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Six.
12.
Oh. Yeah. Anyone
Yes.
for Kata as well?
That's a cute
Yeah.
chair.
Thank you.
No, Heather sent us a cute chair.
Okay.
We started today rolling really strong, and it's
For sure.
been not good.
All right. So, as you guys approach, I'm gonna wait for Lindsay and Dan real quick, just because they're not hanging out. But so you, Dan, you chose Cup of Quickling. What else? What was your other brew that you chose for?
The Fey Frambois.
It's kind of cool. It's like works off of like charm, I think.
Yeah, nothing's more charming than a nice Belgian Framby. I love raspberries.
They each have. They will have to make Constitution saving throws because it's a brew.
Yeah, like if your body like rejects it, that is an option, because I'm pretty new at this. I mean, I'm a complete professional, done this plenty of times, but not in the short amount of time. Not such a quick firm.
Yeah. So as you're heading down, you notice that there is a woman in the middle of the road, and she seems to be like calling out in pain, like help me. She's like leaning over with what looks to be swaddled.
I'm gonna drop down on all fours and sprint up.
All right. So you drop down on all fours, sprint up, and as you do so, she rolls around and pulls out a sword out of the thing. She goes, now! And make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck.
So gullible.
Good thing I have. Hey, for some reason on my character sheet it says I have advantage on dexterity saving throws. Is that right?
No. That's your if you're drinking a cup of quickling, it's like meant to remind you that if you have
Gotcha.
if you have
16, 1-6.
Alright, so 16 and you're able to dodge away out of the arrow. If you'd like to do monk shit, you can do monk shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna deflect missile.
Um,
Oh well, I wasn't hit by it, and so.
it's coming at you, and you're either dodging out of the way or you're deflecting this.
Oh, I'm just gonna dodge out of the way then on this one.
So you're gonna dodge out of the way. Everybody roll for initiative for me.
Is it wrong that I kind of thought it was a trap, but then just like sprinted in? Nat 20 for 22 though.
8.
Yep, my Kata brain said help the woman in need. And my Bob brain said I've played enough open world video games to know that they're gonna try and kill us.
Mark, what you get?
8.
All right. So we're gonna switch over to the battle cam if that's cool.
We sure are. Give me 1 second. Look at that upgrade. Upgrade.
You can't see all the menu, so click on the share screen.
Yeah.
No.
Looking semi-professional.
Oh, we don't have to do the whole thing.
All right, so okay, cool. You guys got all your rolls right there. So the ugly looking troll thing was actually the woman in the middle of the street. So you were here,
Perfect.
and the arrows step out from here and here.
Okay.
So that in mind, we have top of the order is Marxist. You're at the top of the order.
Well, I think the first thing that I'm going to do is how far is each square? 5 feet or 10 feet?
But
5 feet. I'm going to whip a 5, 10, 15. Can I hit the one on the north side of the screen with a dart at 20 feet range or no?
yep,
Awesome. I'm going to whip a dart. Well, I'm just going to whip a dart at him, bud. For a 24 to hit. That's going to do 4 damage. And I'm going to... Oh, it's not a melee weapon. Never mind. And then throw the second dart at the... There's 2 attacks per action. I'm going to throw that second dart at the southern archer.
okay.
And we'll do a 16 to hit for 5 damage.
Stave darts that you've crafted from brewing barrels, and they hit both of these archers. Up next is Nita. This Kata, Orla, Dark.
Kind of expensive.
Okay.
So
I wanted to check out a
I am going to run up to the side of the wooden road,
new stuff.
like above her. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna run up right next to her, and then we are gonna just attack the hell out of her. So I'm gonna use both my hand axes. So cool. First one is 7. Not good. Second one is 8, so also not good. So that wasn't cool. So having clearly missed those, on my second attack, I'm going to use my breath weapon. Oh wait, no, we decided that was
That's a separate action.
separate action. Okay, so then, we will cast stuff. We're going to mark this woman with the hunter's mark. All right, cool. And that will be my turn.
So she's marked. All right. She's up next. She's gonna swing her sword at Marxus, throwing the barrel staves. 9, just probably not hit.
Absolutely not. So dexterous.
He missed that. Next is the other ones.
Fucking movie.
This one comes running up and attacks you as well, Marxus, with a sword.
Bring
Six
it.
doesn't hit. And then this one has a speed of 30 feet. It's gonna come up and run up on Kata. Swinging his sword and does not hit. Awesome. Cool. Good job, Works. Good job.
These guys suck.
All right. So, yeah, they all miss, and then Orly, you're up.
Yay! I am going to like act like I'm playing my lute, and I am whispering like this little song, and it's gearing towards the lady that was actually. It's gonna be the one that is to right below Marx's.
Here.
Not moving.
Oh.
Because it is up to 60 feet. So no Marx's is the orc below Marx's is. Yep. I'm going to cast what it's called Dissonant Whispers. We have to make a wisdom saving throw. 15.
They fail.
So then they take. Sure, yeah, I know, mine did that too. I need another d6. Right here. So 3d6 of psychic damage. And they have to use immediately their reaction to move as far as their speed allows them to away from me.
Oh.
But they're not gonna, they can't go in, like, I can't have them go into immediate danger, like a pit or something like that. That's gonna. They take 14 damage.
Nice.
So, they hear this and just these rambling voices in their head, and they kind of just start freaking out, and they sprint. Is it a reaction? They have to move immediately.
They have to immediately.
Okay. So 10, 20. All right. Up next is the bandit captain. They are going to 10, 20, 30, run up on Kata. What's it doing?
I know it's doing that.
Oh, we got to see this.
It's okay.
Watch us try.
Yeah, right. making 3 melee attacks, 2 with his scimitar and his dagger.
It's like a swipe, swipe, stab.
No.
Oof.
Nope.
12 hit, 14 hit.
Nope.
Jesus Christ, guys. All right, so nothing. Yeah, so this ambush is not going really well for them.
More like ambushed.
I'm up. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to move next to or like right up on the bandit captain.
Cool.
And I'm gonna take 2 stabs with each of my daggers at him.
Daggers.
Does a 21 hit?
It's
21 and a 24. So they both hit. So the first one's going to do 5 damage, 5 piercing damage, and the second one is going to do 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, you get them good. Up next is the archers. One's gonna step up for a better range and attack Marks this year.
Archer 2.
Archer 2.
Oh, yeah.
The prequel or the sequel.
All right, so the attack just clicks with that. One is a 20 to hit and a 19. Both of which hit, correct, I assume.
Yes, who are you attacking?
You.
Yep, yeah, they smack me real good.
All right, and it does a total of 13 damage.
Not a problem.
The other one's going to run up on Narnit and do the same. Rolling a natural 1 and a natural 2, so both miss.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Alright.
I like to think with a natural 1, they hit their forearm with the poster.
Yeah, with the way that we're rolling and the way that you're rolling, AJ, just give us a Tarask right now.
Yeah. Alright, you asked for it.
No, I was kidding. Please don't.
Up next at the top of the order with Marxus.
All right, the one that's right in front of me. I'm going to, I'm just going to unarmed strike and just like palm right into the chest twice. My 2 attacks per turn. All right, come on now. Come on.
What's up?
That's the bandit captain. You're attacking?
Yeah, the one that was like playing with us. That's a 24 and a 7. So that the first one's going to do 3 damage. But then I'm going to spend a key point to try and stun the captain with a stunning strike. Con saving throw, difficulty 11. Sure hope this orc has low constitution.
Fails.
Cool, it's stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
Talk about being out of your depths. Alright, so they see this happening. Kate is up next. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn and look at the captain. And try to
I'm the captain now.
hand axe attack again.
Cool.
First one is 18.
Hits.
Second one is 19.
Both hit.
So the first one comes down. Does 9 plus. It's marked. So that is an extra D6, I believe.
So you mark the bandit captain, or do you mark the guy in green?
The captain.
Oh,
So 9 plus 3 is 12. The second one hits. And on that one, as it comes down, Oki's going to light it on fire. So that is another 9 plus 4, 13, so 25 total.
Okay.
This thing's still standing in front of me?
Yeah. It's still up.
Hmm.
Then I am going to use my bonus action to. Oh, that's a full action? Did not plan this out well enough. Alright, I'll use my bonus action to attack again, I guess.
Bummer.
One more hand axe. Does 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Or 7 more. So 32
Alright.
damage all day.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. So, up next are the 2 orcs. This one's gonna go first and just continue running away. It was lost running off into the woods. After what just happened, he got fucked up and then was also terrified, like, nope, I'm good. These 2 are going to attack Kata. The first one, swinging. Nope, swinging with their sword. And misses. And I'm gonna burn these dice. They're burnt. I'm gonna fucking kill these dice. And then the second one hits for a natural 20. Thank you.
Oof.
About time.
Yeah. So does 9 damage with the natural 20 hit.
Four. Five.
Hey, I don't like how that keeps popping up. Good. Why would that pop up on the entire screen? Alright, so, yeah, they're not doing so good, but it's Orla, you're up.
Alright. So I am going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at the orc that is directly in front of me, about 15 feet.
Green orc, okay.
And I say to him, "Hey, Orc, I got a joke for you." And I say, "I bought some shoes from a drug dealer, and I don't know what he laced them with."
So, Nard also just bursts into laughter.
That was a good one.
What's your mod, or what does he gotta beat?
15.
Does not beat it?
Yeah.
What is it? Intelligence?
With stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't beat it. Alright, so, he falls to the ground laughing and just in this uncontrollable laughter, and he's not sure why, because he didn't really get the joke. They're not real intelligent, but, it's just burnt like the magic imbued in it, is thrown.
And then, to see if I have any bonus action. Let me get actions. I have Bardic Inspiration. I have Mantle of Inspiration. I'm good.
Alright. So, up next is the bandit captain. He is going to
Continue to be stunned.
stunned. He's going to continue to be stunned, and then Narden, you're up.
I'm gonna do another 2 stabs.
Stab. Roll him up.
First one is a 12.
Yes, it is.
Whoop! Second one is a 9. So even though he's prone, she got too excited.
So he's not prone.
Oh, but he's stunned.
So you get advantage on stunned too. So
Oh.
we'll say that your first one roll one die or roll. You miss your first attack, but roll with advantage.
Okay. The first one I still miss because I went from a 12 to an 11 on my
Yeah.
reroll. So, do I get a reroll on my second one too? Oh, okay. All right. The second one is a 21.
That hits.
So that will be 6 damage.
Don't forget about your sneak attacks.
Roll.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah,
He knows I'm there, so I can't sneak attack.
that's true. That's very true.
That's the end of my turn.
Gotta get advantage somehow.
Yeah.
All right, so up next there are the archers. After seeing all of this, they're gonna keep at it and try to cover for their crew. This one sees the power that Orla has and rolls 2 bow attacks against her with a 12 and a 10.
Nope.
Neither of which hit. Holy shit. Alright. The other top archer will do the same thing to Narneb.
AJ's next encounter is gonna be so overpowered.
23 to 24. Fuck yes.
Yep.
Yep.
12 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I haven't rolled a single hit, I feel like. Alright, 12 damage to you there, and then we're at the top of the order of Marxus.
Beauty.
Do I have? I can see the archer, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge, which is my reaction, and have the damage against me to only be 6 damage instead of 12.
So 6 damage instead of 12.
Excellent. The captain am I still right in front of the captain? We're just like stacked up on top of each other kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna use an unarmed strike. Come on, baby. Well, the first one misses because it's an 8. And the second one misses because it's a nat 1 for a 6. And I don't really want to use a bonus action. So I'm just going to end my turn on those misses. Oh, how the turntables.
Cool. So, Katie, you're up.
How does this captain look? Pretty rough? Still
Well, he's prone, or no, he's stunned, so his face is just in fear of that because he's just got punched in the chest and he's gasping for air. But otherwise, not looking great.
okay. Really hoping you guys would have killed that thing.
By the way, Gina has dibs on I am the captain now when the orc captain dies.
No, whoever kills him should just look at him and go, I am the captain now.
Yeah, or at the forks. Once the captain's dead, right?
Could do that. Yeah. That's a good idea.
We always on to something there, though.
Alright, well, why not? Let's go. Let's try and kill this thing up. So, double attack. This one is 21. I'm at advantage still, right?
Yeah, he's prone, or he's stunned. Yeah. Or no, he's stunned.
No longer stunned.
No longer stunned. Okay, so.
So the first hit missed. The second hit hits.
Okay, and the third one hits. Just a fury of 3.
Yeah.
So. First one is 12. Second one is 12, whatever. 21. We're gonna light one on fire. We're gonna get still marked. So another 6. So 27 damage.
All right. What are the last moments of this bandit captain's life?
Hmm. It's just boring. I just
Say
hack
it.
it to pieces with a fury of fiery, uh, fiery attack.
Uh,
Okay, clear this up for me real quick. If I have a cantrip that can be used at will, and a time says 1A, that's a
action.
that's a whole action.
Yes.
That seems like such a waste for that cantrip.
It's a cantrip. They're not meant to be super big things.
Yeah, I'll tell you on the break how I wanted to use it, but
Okay.
at this point, I'll just.
If it's thaumaturgy, you just use it. Go for it.
All right, then I'm going to use thaumaturgy. And I'm going to boom my voice up 3 times as loud. And I look at the other orcs. I am the captain now.
As you know, in a very brief voice. All right. The orcs are up next, and this one's going to scramble to his feet, no longer being prone. And he uses half of his movement to get up, and then he's going to run 15 feet off into the woods. He's going to run 30 feet back. And they, now that you've killed their captain, they are what looks to be like fleeing. They weren't looking so hot anyway, so we'll see if they can. You guys want to finish them off or let them run or what? But Orla's up next.
I'm going to. The archer that's down below me. I'm going to shoot my Ray of Frost at her.
All right, roll the attack.
5
Plus 1, 8,
plus 5, 10.
plus 5, 10. Still misses. All right, so you blast your Ray of Frost and it glances just past her and freezes this bush behind her. All right, and do you want a bonus action movement? No? Up next is Narnet.
Hmm. All right. I'm gonna cast Sleep on the orc that's running away on the road.
This one?
Yeah.
All right.
So. And how many do I roll?
Bunch of D8s, I think.
2
5.
d8s. Yeah. So does he have more than 9 hit points?
Yes.
Okay. Then he does not fall asleep. Oh wait, no, 5d8. Wait, what?
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say,
it's so
Okay.
many. Unless you roll all
sorry.
ones.
Roll 3 more D8 and we'll add them to it.
Okay. Stupid d8s. Okay, so I said 9 plus 10. 19.
Yes, he falls dead asleep and mid-sprint just boom. That guy just falls right into the dirt and makes like a little landing clump of dirt right in his face, or her face.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my movement to get closer to him. 25 feet.
Yep. All right. Up next are the archers. They're gonna run away and try to hide. They rolled a natural 1 on their stealth check, so I assume everybody sees them jump behind that bush. And this one rolls a 10. So if you guys want to insight check that guy, your passive perception sees them run away into the trees. So they're running away right now. Are you all? Would you like to continue the round and follow pursuit, or
No.
No, they were pretty bad enemies.
they? Yeah.
Very soon.
Well, they didn't really know. I don't think they jumped into what you would assume is an adventuring party about to kick some butt. So, Dan, if you want to switch back over to our normal screen.
All set.
So you guys have one of these orcs that ambushed you asleep. The others seem to be taking off in the woods, and that's actually where we will leave our. We're going to take a break. So we will be back in 15 minutes. But we do have an awesome opportunity. We're going to do a giveaway for this awesome dragon sheath, is what we call it. It's a little dice box. Has some room to hold your minis. Has some room to hold your dice. Magnetically held together. This is made out of maple. And it's been stained with what is called demon's blood. It's kind of like this blackish red tint to it, with skull sculpture and then skull engraving on the back. Pretty awesome. We are going to be giving that away in chat. What you're going to do is you're going to type in the keyword in chat, which is pound dragon sheath.
Pound.
What the kids
What
say.
do you got, a rotary phone at home?
Dragon sheath, the capital D, I think. I'm not exactly sure if
Yep.
it needs to be a capital D, but go for it anyway because that makes sense. So yeah, type that into chat. That will submit your entry, and then we will select it at the end of the little break in the intermission, and we'll mention who wins just before we pick back up on our second half. So please stick around. Please enter for that awesome prize. Thank you to all of our followers on Twitter. This is because we did 100. What's up?
No, yeah. So we hit 100 Twitter followers, as you were saying. There's just a thing. If you follow us on Twitter, you get one entry if you put in Dragon Sheath. However, if you are a follower of us on Twitch, you'll get 2 entries when you type Dragon Sheath. And so we'll run that for the next 15, 20 minutes or so. And as we get started after our little intermission, aka pee break and let the dogs out break, then we will make an announcement on who is the winner. We obviously can't win, but Roll for Revelry ourselves are entered. So please feel free to spread the word around as much as you want. Again, Twitch followers get twice as many entries per entry.
Awesome. So yeah, please enter and stick around. We'll be back in about 20 minutes to announce the winner and for our second half of the show.
All right, we'll see you all shortly.
See you.
There we go. So, thank you, Frank Frank. We appreciate you. You won. Sorry that you couldn't hear us celebrate at first, so we'll go back again and say yay! Again, Frank Kazi, you are the winner of a custom Dogmite Games Dragon Sheath. They have these items for sale all of the time on their website. Really cool company out of Ann Arbor. We are just down the road in Ypsilanti and Detroit, respectively. And so just want to say thanks for the Twitch follow, thanks for the Twitter follow, and congratulations. We'll be reaching out through either on Twitter or Twitch, whichever you would prefer, to catch your address, and we will send it to you free of charge. And again, if you wanted to support Dogmite Games, feel free, and if you need any advanced milling advice, their head of milling is right over there.
So, that's it.
That said,
Yeah.
We last left our heroes. Just finishing a battle and scaring away what were roadside bandits. They after their leader fell, their ranks quickly diminished, and the rest of the group was able to. They actually put one to sleep. So I guess there's a female orc, the one who was actually in the middle of the road, trying for the ruse of the highwayman's attempts to rob you or whatnot. And now you are, yeah. The rest of them have gone. How long have they been asleep? A minute?
A minute. So I'm gonna tie her up while she's still asleep too.
Face first into the
Like, I mean,
Orla, Kata's rubbing off on you.
tip.
I'm just curious if it's something like more nefarious than like just a basic highway robbery. Like if there may be like some other ulterior motive. So I thought maybe it might be worth just a couple of questions to see if something else might be a cooking. But
What would you like to do?
I was gonna tie her up before she woke up so that she couldn't run away.
I will help.
Cool. Do you guys know knots?
We don't not know knots.
I would think with my background I might know how to tie somebody up.
That's really all I wanted to know. All right, go ahead. So you talk about, and after a few seconds later, seconds, they wake, and she's like, "Whoa, where did everybody go? What are you doing?"
They all ran away after we killed your captain. What were you doing? What was that all about?
It's running away with them. Trying to run away after you killed my captain.
Why? What were you just like waiting for anybody to? What were you doing in the middle of the road? What was your plan?
A little trick. We rob people on the highways. If you're just gonna kill me, just kill me, alright? We're just trying to make some money.
Why are you so hard up for money? It seems like there are ample opportunities for employment in Marin, so why do you feel the need to resort to this?
Well, not just anybody can go and get those types of things and those opportunities. If you're not really, in high standing with the guards or anything, you kind of get blacklisted pretty quick.
Why aren't you in high standing with the guards? Did you do something?
They just don't like us. What? Listen, are you gonna let me go? What
They
you
don't
want?
they don't like you, like your race, or they don't like you?
They don't like us. Our captain, I guess, screwed one of the guards over at one point, and kind of for him. He pays a little bit better. Yeah, so we do some things that aren't that great, but you know what? I have, my mouths to feed.
Oh.
Where are the other four?
Sleep moments ago.
I think that checks out. Wait, can I do like a um what's it called when you want to figure out if they're lying or not?
Insight check?
Insight check. Um, 17. Seventeen.
Seems to be telling the truth.
You seem to be telling the truth.
Okay. I don't judge.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm gonna cut her ropes off and say, be on your way.
Stands up, dusts herself off, and like back facing away from you guys, like still facing you, kind of backs up. When she gets about 10 feet away, she just turns and runs.
Okay.
Oh, what's this? No, never mind. Never mind.
You shout at her.
No, I was gonna like run up next to her and be like, "What's your like? What's this? What's that character's speed?" And then just be like, "Well, I move 40." So just like walk next to him and be like, "Where are you going?" But I won't do that. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get back.
Yep.
Alright, so this is happening in between the Goblin Farm and the
Outpost.
Anchor of Bryn. So you guys are back on your way to Anchor of Bryn, or what are you guys doing?
I think we're on our way back to the anchor. Yeah, because we gotta talk with the.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, give them the first.
Well, we gotta meet with Tolkien in one day, right?
Yeah, we should definitely do all those pressing things first, and then we can go see the artificer.
Bim Nutton's not going anywhere. She's been there for years. She'll be there tomorrow.
All right.
Neither after all of you. So, you guys head into the city.
Yeah.
As you do, you pass guard posts. You kind of, they're asking you about, what are you doing? Where are you coming from? That kind of thing.
Where
What
did
do
you
you
come
guys think?
from? Where did you go?
That's it you have.
We are coming to collect payment after fulfilling one of the quests.
Field hands. Excellent. Head right in. You can take that to the center or the office of the guard. Just outside the anchor, or yeah, just outside the anchor walls. So like the actual anchor and the offices of the Calda are like in a small walled, kind of like Buckingham Palace kind of gated area. And that's where the chain actually resides. So it's like extra protected, not just around the city, but like kind of has a little bit more to it.
Okay.
So he passes you and moves you along into the city. You guys enter what is the? I think you walk into the Priest Valley. The southern district of the Anchor of Bryn. What are you guys doing?
Let's go get paid.
Paid. So we got to go to the. What was it the Guildmaster? Or not the Guildmaster, but the
The agriculture resource,
So he directed you to the office of.
off the guard.
That's yep.
Oh, wait.
As we're kind of entering, I'm gonna like try and hide my face a little bit in case anyone recognizes me at all. I just kind of like shade my face.
Make a stealth check.
Man, I hope I'm good at this. Oh, okay. Oh, smooth 9.
Hide your face.
Hide your face, Tito.
You attempt to hide your face.
Not very well.
So as you guys head through the Priest Valley, you're on the westernmost part of the district. Not really an area that you guys have been before. You guys kind of came down through the district. You meet up by the park that I believe a few of you are familiar with, or at least have gone and walked through at one point or another. And just outside, the park is just outside the interior walls, in the true ink, in the offices and the bureaucracy of print. Just on a part built into one of those walls is the office of the guard.
Okay. Let's go in there.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Should be.
Whose medal are we giving up? Whose medal?
I've got all these gears. We could just give him those.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
He drooled on me.
Bet he did.
We walk up.
Walk into what seems to be like almost like it resembles like a bank teller kind of thing. There's gated like teller on one part, and then there's ways and halls down to the offices that are beyond that. Behind the gate, you can see there's arms and armor. There's a few guards that are kind of playing cards in the back. It seems to be like that city police station. You guys are familiar with that as much as I am. Probably not. So just keep describing it. It's like that teller that would be receiving anybody that's coming in, and then beyond that is the pit, is the detectives, so to speak, the guards, everybody else that would be a part of that guard force.
More like guard farce, am I right?
So I walk up to the secretary's desk, I guess, or the place that we would check in. And I was like, hello,
Why, hello.
we are here to collect a bounty.
Ah, excellent. Well, do you have a bounty in hand? Well, he kind of reached out his hand.
I turn to Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
Looks it over. Oh, yes. It's been out there for some time. Very good. Do you have proof of execution of the bounty?
Yes. Sure do. Here.
Not going to here.
And give him like a dozen gears.
Good call, Marxist.
That's what he gave him the first time. Or did we just hand him the bounty?
No, he just handed him the bounty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Well, strange. I didn't think there was any mechanical objects out there. We just were trying to put down some phoners.
Yeah. We did that too. But these gears, we just thought that they'd be like better than just bringing fingers.
Yeah.
We buried the fawners once we killed them.
Well, that's meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're still there at the site.
Oh, excellent.
So you're more than welcome to go and collect.
So the site is clear?
Yes.
They're dead.
Absolutely clear.
We will. If you don't mind, it'll give us a moment of time, probably a half day to collect your earnings. We just have some individuals we send out just to make sure that your part of it is in fact on your end is done.
How are they going to get there in half a day if it's a 2-day journey?
Well, they don't get there physically, but because you brought a piece of that site, you can kind of look in on that site and see through magical means.
Interesting.
Sure, yeah. Is there any like kind of deposit that like we could do? And, we'll just go out and have a nice beverage while y'all are doing this.
Oh, yeah. Well, stamped twice, and the bottom half of the bounty is handed back to you stamped.
Cool. Well, I'll just hold on to this, and you hold on to those gears, and we'll be back in this afternoon. We'll figure things out.
Yes. What I said.
Cool. Do you got any other like bounties hanging around, or should we just check the board? We can't. Let's obviously the gang here. We're pretty great at what we do. Is there anything that y'all need any assistance with, or?
Well, if you'd like to register as professional shield hand, we'd be happy to offer you more goods here. Otherwise, the job bounties are pretty much job boards are pretty much it. If you do kind of register, so to speak, you'll actually be start off as our first tier shield hands, having completed a bounty right here.
Well, I mean,
The next step that people go with.
yeah, usually. I would argue that y'all didn't know about the gear folks out there, and we took care of them without being asked. I would argue that we're your above average shield hands and maybe could be moved up a level or two.
Let's see what exactly went happened there, and we can check out the fallout and see the little bit of what your work did. Unfortunately, and no offense to you, kind sir, but I do not know whether you're lying.
No, that's fair.
We
Yeah.
don't want to be city employees. We don't want to be tied to them.
But they get great benefits.
No. This city's kind of like corrupt. We don't want to be part of this city.
Take a step.
Any other opinions?
Nat 20 for 28.
He's too busy secretizing.
Are you gonna blow my stealth? You're
No.
gonna blow my stealth.
Nope. Kata, what do you think, babe?
Do I think we should be permanent shield hands?
No, like not permanent shield hands, but like we're just, we're better than the average shield bearer.
It's just that you can take. You gain a higher pay. You get options to better bounties in the future, and you get priorities.
Yeah, Marxist. I want nothing to do with any establishment in this city or any other. So, no offense to you, sir. But
Sure, I guess. I mean, your loss.
Well, losses can be had by all, I suppose, and I make my way towards the door.
You should have said that. All right. Okay,
Oozing
so,
confidence.
leave for a moment. They are going to look in through magical means on the outcome of where these gears came from.
How long did it say that they needed half a day? And do we see Tolgan until tomorrow?
That was today.
Oh.
So I thought we were just in time.
Yeah, should we go try and meet up with my man Tolgan and then come back here?
I think so.
Sure.
Cool. You guys told Tolgan I was alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That'd be weird if like we just showed up and I was there and I was dead and I wasn't.
We have 9 lives though, so we shouldn't be too surprised.
Only 6 more. Didn't we set up a meeting? We were gonna meet
Yeah, I
him
thought it
at a
was the
spot.
market.
Yeah, he had to pick up supplies, brewing supplies. So,
Farmers
as a
market.
janitor brewer yourself,
I know just the place.
Okay.
Yeah. There's this small farmers market that has some exotic ingredients from long away lands.
The one
And,
we all walked through a week ago together.
Oh yeah. Excuse me while I just cat-splain it away. But if we were to go, I think that would yes, that would yes,
the one with the short.
the delicious shawarma.
So you guys head to the egg market.
Wait. Also,
Oh.
where we were gonna set up our fake table.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Oh yeah, we were gonna be like sellers. We need to go do this. I gave away all my gears.
What were we gonna sell?
Gears.
Why don't you sell some of your beer?
Oh, you guys go find a table and set it up, and I'll brew some beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna
All right. So
set up my shit and start brewing some beers.
okay.
Did we put out an ad for someone to come and find us?
Yeah, at our store.
That's right.
So I'm gonna make up some inventory, and y'all go figure out setting us up a table.
Yes.
Cool. Or however.
Are you gonna go find Tolgan?
No, I thought he was gonna meet us.
No.
Didn't we like thieves can't like the paper?
No.
Can I make a history check?
We decanted the meeting spot for the
For the Phoenix petals.
Phoenix medal, and then we discussed with Tolgan that he was going to be using the excuse of needing to get supplies to meet us at the market.
Yes. So we can set up our table and he will meet us there. Find us, right?
I would imagine if we set up a table of beer at the
You'll
market,
find.
that the brewer will stop by the table of beer. Yes, I would think that checks out.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, you guys go find that table, and I'm just gonna start whipping it.
Brewing like regular beer.
Yeah, just like a normal, like not any like special like magical imbidations or anything.
Saying you can't. Like you wouldn't be able to brew more than one special beer because you have one, you have four, you have three out
Just
there.
brewing like a normal. Well, I'm brewing a spruce pilsner. How's that?
Cool. Sure. So you start brewing a Bruce Pilsner.
Sounds nice.
Very Alaskan
And,
of you.
where are you at brewing? Just in the street?
Yep. Well, like off to the side of the street. You know, I don't want to be a burden.
Very artisanal. Okay. What is the gang doing to acquire a table?
We're gonna go to the shawarma guy.
So you guys head to Egg Market. You see a lot of colorful stands. There's a fruit stand. There is like a strange ingredients. There's like a bunch of flowers and herbs, exotic fruits, that kind of stuff. All basically an exotic produce stand of some kind. They do have some kind of small like knickknacks and stuff, things that were like crafted by other cultures and other lands that they're just kind of procuring. It's like that one store on Main Street downtown there. You guys know what I'm talking about? No, the one that's out of business right now.
Rocks.
Anyways,
You guys know that business, the one that's out of business.
so you guys head for through the egg market. And you see the shawarma man.
Yeah.
Hello, there. Yes, hello.
I'd like to buy all your shawarma.
Oh, yes, you again. Takes it down, tosses it to you.
This time, though, I have one favor to ask.
Yes.
I'd like to borrow your table for the day.
Oh. Oh, okay. How would I get it back? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to use it to sell some things, and then you can come pick it up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. 10 gold.
Okay.
For it. I'll buy
Yeah, I forgot how rich you got in the room.
it. I got pretty rich. Yeah, and those gems are worth a lot of money too. 10 gold.
Yes, please.
Here you go, good sir.
Excellent, thank you. And kind of slides the stuff off the table, grabs it, throws it on his half cart, and wheels it away.
I'm gonna give Oki the form.
The party now has a table. Da 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 da.
Here, take this.
Dirty alone. Here, take this. So, what is your guys? What are you setting up? What's your stand look like?
Yeah, I'm gonna spruce it up a little bit. Got some meat shavings around, so I'm just like gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna look around.
Is Oki with you?
Shit.
We all ate one wrap worth of shawarma, and then gave him the rest, and he's near, but he's just kind of off in the woods, kind of on the edge, just doing dragon things.
Eating shawarma.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing dragon things, eating shawarmas.
I'm going to see if there's like any nearby flowers, like a flower stand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab some and
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and turn myself into like a beer wench, like a very buxom beer wench, and start drumming up business, walking around.
Nice.
So you're a beer wench. Where do you get these flowers?
From another stand.
So you buy them from another stand? All right. How many flowers do you buy?
5.
5 flowers. Okay. So take 1 gold out of your inventory. How do you? All right. Well, what does your beer wench look like? A. B. Also, do you just like beer wench, or do you like go to a telephone booth or whatever? I'm obviously kidding. There's not a telephone booth, but even to this day, what?
Like, nobody really pays me any mind anyway, because I'm very unremarkable looking, so I'm just gonna, like, be behind the table and then just be like, beer wench. And...
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
Huh? A stealth check? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Okay. We'll pull it off. Like you said, you're pretty slick, you're pretty stealthy. I really just wanted to see if you roll a natural one.
5% chance that everyone is watching you.
Yeah. Oh my god! So, you are beer wenching. You have a wooden table with a gruff-looking dragonborn behind it, and a small gnome placing 5 flowers. A bouquet. She got a bouquet, alright. So you're placing flowers on the table. What are you handing out, beer wench? Because the beer's not here yet.
I'm not handing out anything, I'm just, like, hyping up the crowd. I'm being like, beer here! Coming soon! Wait here! To get a big line.
Okay. So. Yeah.
Yep.
Beer here.
How long has it been?
I don't know.
Look at that. That's.
I don't know, but I
Like an hour? And I'm gonna start walking towards the table with the equivalent of a The Cyrillos equivalent of a case of beer.
It's a beer.
Perfect.
Alright, so yeah, you're gonna start playing music. Roll.
Strum a little song. I sing about beer and hops and the sweet, bubbly taste of.
Effervescence.
Okay. Roll for your performance check.
Roll the natural one.
Okay.
We got beers.
Which you did roll an natural one. So, starts strumming, and the strumming's really good. Like, you're on point. That's all of the 10 that you get. But your natural one is like, we have alcoholic beer. Come get some beer. It's got beer stuff in it. And it's not that people are like, what the fuck is going on over there?
I heard they recently added more hops to it.
There's small note singing, is singing, trying to sing. So yeah, all right, you guys set a pretty good stage. Kate, are you doing anything to help this beer steam?
So I'm gonna go walk around the market, looking for the places that might be selling beer supplies.
Okay. So, you notice that there is the finer ingredients market, or stall, that we talked about, which is like the Middle Earth place or whatever. Here that would probably be the only place because, as we talked about before, this isn't the place. This is like the farmers market stall setup, not necessarily the place where you buy copious amounts of grain.
Yeah. Okay. Let's stand there.
Okay. You arrive with your beer.
Nice. Set the case down on the table there, right between the bouquet of flowers, and just kind of stand back behind there. I think we've all seen a beer festival, and sometimes you go to those stalls that are a little slower, and the brewer tends to be a little standoffish. So I'm going to channel that, and just going to sit back behind there and just.
Alright. So after some time, you see a hooded, cloaked figure, probably about 7.5 feet tall, probably about 3 feet wide, pulling a cart, leading a donkey that's pulling a cart. The cart has a bunch of grain in it, and they're walking past, and I mean they're walking into the market. You guys gonna?
Hey, do I recognize this hooded figure or the cart or the donkey at all?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Hey. I like try and get everyone's attention by like just trying to throw an elbow in and just trying to like.
Hey, calm
Can
down.
I see Logan?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're a little further away than everybody else is, but
Alright, so I see him, I say loudly, Togan, and I start walking straight for him.
As I hear him say that, I like kind of.
he goes, exactly who I wanted to see. How are you? Kind of tap you on the shoulder and knocks you away, lets to the side a little bit.
Not to be one up, I pat him back pretty stiffly.
Make a strength check.
Natural 1 for 4.
Doesn't move. Like, you try to get him back, and it just doesn't move. So he's like, yeah, Well, where's my boy Marxus?
It's right there.
Ah, there he is. And he walks up to you and squeezes you and gives you a big hug. He's like, I'm so happy to see you alive.
I was. If you don't let me go, I might die anyways. Hi, Tolkien. How are you?
Seeing you here.
So I feel like they might have filled you in.
That's what we're here for, and happy to see you're well. I heard you fell in or attacked. Uh,
Yeah, man, it was like not super good at all. It was like really freaky. But I met some new friends. I met some new friends, and they met you, and they said that they're going to help me out. And obviously, this is working really well because you're coming here, and we're like in disguise. And I kind of look over at the beer wench and the florist behind the table, and kind of just like,
just to clarify, she's the only one in disguise, right, Narnet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's boots. What? We make a German accent and make it fun instead of like angry, and then they get mad. And sounds German to me.
Yeah, it would be a broad generalization.
That's fair.
So he's like has his shoulder or arm around you, and he's like, I'm so glad to see you alive. And he kind of, you see like a weird tearing up in this guy, and he's like, I thought I had lost my son.
Aw.
Gives you a pat, kind of brings you in for another time.
And I give him a big hug back, as much as my fat cat paws will allow. And I say to him, "Yeah, so I was supposed to go deliver a loaf of bread. Apparently, do you know anything about loaves of bread being delivered to Down Street?"
I don't believe so. I very few times delivered any bread.
Just pre-bread.
But yes, then we don't turn it into bread, we turn it into beer.
Yeah. Hey. But I'm so sorry. I'm freaking out a little bit, and with my new friends here, they said they'd help me, and they've gotten me this far, and the leader of our, what was his name again? Oh yeah. Nope, can't remember. Who was he?
Your leader's name?
Who was he? He had a name that like was rhyming. Oh, you know who I'm talking about, Tolkien.
Matheson?
Yes, Master Son Masterson. Yes. Um, I I do remember just one weird little thing, Tolkien, and I wanted to run it by you. Before he gave me the bread and sent me on my journey to Down Street. Down the street. I get it now. But he was talking to some cloaked figure, and like he didn't like it when I like kind of. I wasn't like trying to spy. I just kind of like walked in on it, like, hey, hi, I'm not a threat, and people that looked like and they were wearing the same cloaks as that person that Masterson was talking to, they shot arrows at me and it hurt real bad. And I ran away and I met my friends here and I just. Do you know anything about that?
I've seen and heard Masterson's shiftiness around the monastery, and there seems to be something going on that doesn't seem on the up and up.
What do you?
Since I've been there, Masterton's joined the ranks. I believe that there has been more and more shady figures creeping around the monastery. While I don't know much about that myself, I will say that it doesn't seem very prosperous for the Ingiba.
Right, and I'm sure like they're doing a lot of good with it because the Ingiba would never do anything wrong with any charitable funds coming their way, right?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. They've had funds missing. They've been trying to send out missionaries to other cities, but none have come back or none have given word of anything good.
So it's all bad word. Okay. Um. Do you know where any of these like nefarious figures come from? Like,
Not exactly sure where they come from, but I know they do have those cloaks you're talking about. What do you make a perception check?
I kind of like click as I think of the cloaks.
We can all hear this conversation going on. Like we're all standing
Oh, yeah.
around.
26.
You guys have to go to the market.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I don't know what we're having us roll for, but if it's not something bad, then I would ask a couple questions.
Natural 1 for a 4 over here.
Yeah.
17.
26.
17, 26, 14, natural 1. Tolgan rolled a 14 as well. Narnik, in your disguise, you see a hooded figure about 30 feet away from you guys. Near the wall of the city.
Okay. I'm gonna switch back to like how I usually look and start to stealthily try and approach the hooded figure undetected.
At that moment, you see the hooded figure pull out a crossbow from their cloak and fire. They're probably about 30 feet away from the group, so where are you at in comparison to the table? Okay. What are you trying to do?
Misty step.
Okay, so you're gonna misty
I
step.
teleport right next to it. They can do it up to 30 feet.
Alright. The arrow's fired.
I'm gonna still do it.
So you misty step after the arrow is let loose.
Yeah, I can't like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. When I misty step on its back with my rapier up against.
Oh. What is your misty step? Do you just like poof, or do you like step?
Briefly around a silvery mist, I teleport up to 30 feet to an unoffable.
I just didn't know if you wanted to flavor it. You can be right next to them. You can't be on them.
Oh yeah, because it's
It has to be on
Thanks.
them. Yeah.
Regardless,
If we're not in combat, I'll let you do it onto them.
if I wasn't confident, then
Yeah, it's not like you. If we had the minis out and everything like that, then you'd wait the stack on top.
that
But,
makes sense. Okay,
but you're small enough.
so I
And as I
Make a strength check. Dominic, what's up?
was gonna say, as I see him fire, I'm gonna yell, "Get down!" to the folks that are standing near me.
All right. What is everybody's reaction to get down?
Why? I rolled a 1, man. I don't know what's going on.
I don't do that. I take off running full speed at the crossbow archer. I guess.
Crossbow
What do you call
archer.
that thing?
Crossbowman?
Crossbow person. Crossbower.
Crossbower.
You have
I don't really react. I just kind of am like, huh?
So
13.
as the arrow is let loose, everybody shout, everybody get down, which is right. 13. All right.
Nobody gets down.
I would
And
hope.
there's a bunch of people that like hear the twang, and there's a bunch of people like looking around for a second, and they see what's everybody doing? Is everybody getting down?
I am.
I'm
Well,
not.
also, I mean, this crossbow is 30 feet away. They're firing like 1,200 feet per second. Like, or somebody's already getting smoked at that point, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just,
Yep.
in that moment, I'm gonna start making my way towards where Laura just been down,
Okay.
and hope I'm not the one with the shot.
Doing Marxist.
I'm gonna shoot. In me going, and like kind of realizing what's going on, I'm gonna step in front of Tolgan. And like,
It's all down on the ground.
oh, easy, I'll just step right over him. And then just kind of like,
You're standing over something.
yep.
You have them restrained. Your little gnome body with your 13 roll beat their 10.
Yes.
So they are restrained by you and grappled. Kata's moving fast towards them. Narnip, you are shouting it down. What is it's not really combat, so I'm not like trying to take like initiative or anything like that because it seems to be quelled pretty quickly. Kata and Narnip, what are you guys doing?
I am giving Oki a whistle to draw his attention. Actually, no. I'm gonna use. We're gonna go step above. We're gonna use introduce you guys to a new thing. I'm gonna summon companion and magically summon him to the unoccupied space next to the restrained crossbower.
Okay.
And I will draw both my hand axes as I'm still running towards this person.
Alright.
But he just appears.
At that point, I'm going to say roll for initiative if you're going to be in the combat.
I'm gonna help Tolgan up as this happens.
Let's just roll the air for initiative so I know how things are going to play out. I don't know if we're attacking either, but we're going to do this the encounter.
Nine.
Boy, we started off rolling so hot. I knew we were gonna regress back to the mean eventually.
Real quick.
Here come those tigers.
Alright, once you roll here in a second, you should just have to feed the dogs.
Yep. I think Narnip rolled a 22.
Narnip's up first. And again, we're not in combat, we're just going to go through the actions this way.
What?
Alright.
Come on. So, like, we're in agreement that this is like an assassination attempt, right?
Yes.
But, like, we don't know who the target is, really? It's likely myself or Tolgan. But why, though? I haven't done anything except to just try to be a good dude. Cap.
You say that, but we definitely have a conversation following this combat, potentially, where I have questions.
Is Tolgan dead?
No, he went. Well, I don't know. The bolt is still kind of hasn't landed yet. I don't think, right?
I think it got Tolgan.
I mean, if it hit Tolgan, if he died from one crossbow, and he didn't even move when I tried to do that,
We do 20 minutes.
kind of tough.
Well, it could be poison.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go over to Tolgan and see if he's still alive, and like if he is, start to try and like administer first aid.
Make an investigation check.
22.
Really good.
Uh,
Really nice. That his buddy, we just called his son, just stepped over him.
So, as Marx is stepped over Tulligan, you look down and there is a crossbow bolt in his throat,
Ooh. Okay.
and he went down because he went down.
Oh man!
And he
Man.
I rolled for it too, and I just showed Lindsay, but it was a natural one on his way to dodge. So,
Bummer.
yeah. So Tolkien is currently bleeding out.
Tolkien!
Well, you don't really know you're standing over unless somebody tells you because you rolled a natural 100%.
I mean, fuck. He's fine is actually what I say.
So Narnet, that was kind of your turn.
Yeah.
Out of the scope of things, we roll a contesting strength throw. This assassin is going to try to get out of your grasp. He's able to throw you off and starts running towards the market entrance next to
Does
the entrance of the city.
does Oki get a reaction?
If I mean, it depends on how Oki gets reactions, but you're not a. He's trying to.
Yes, sir.
React.
Alright. I mean, his reaction, I think, is the only thing is that he can imbue fire onto somebody else's attack.
Got it.
What were you saying?
I'm gonna throw my rapier at it.
You want to throw your rapier? Okay. Make a dexterity save or dexterity check. You have a dagger?
A rapier.
Yeah, but
It's a really long dagger.
it's a long, it's like a fencing sword. So if you have a dagger, you're going to have a better chance of keeping it.
A dagger. Where's the dexterity?
Is that what you meant when you jumped up and held a dagger to their
Yes,
throat?
yeah.
That makes more sense. The rapier's like 3 feet long.
I was just like picturing you standing on their shoulders, like.
It's like your main sword.
Ability. Okay, that's 18.
Alright. You throw your dagger and it hits them in the back. Roll for dagger damage. Dagger damage.
Oh. Sorry.
20.
I'm still learning.
That is 25.
Dagger.
One hell of a dagger.
1d4 plus 2. So d4 is this guy. 5.
5. Stabs right into the back. And they take 5 damage. Alright.
Should have done something that made him look strong.
Orlo. Do you have a bonus action or anything else like that? Or movement? You want to run after them? Okay.
But my walking speed is 25 feet, so I want to run. Dash. Can I dash as a?
Since you threw your dagger, that was your action. And I don't think you, as a bard, can dash as a bonus action. There's certain people that can.
Yeah.
So, you start chasing the assassin, and they're probably about 5 feet in front of you. Yet to catch up to them. Kata, what are you doing?
So they're coming at me at this point, right?
I believe you were further away because you were so the stall that you were at was further away than where you guys were at. The person's running towards the wall, or
They doubled back out of the. Okay.
out of the market towards the city, because you guys are on a city street side, like a side market on the outskirts of the city,
Got it.
but not
Okay.
yet or post wall.
So, okay, so I am gonna throw both of my hand axes at this person after casting second level searing smite, and as a one that's not smited rips past Oki, he'll light that one on fire too.
Fucking right.
That's dope.
Let's see if you hit
Yeah, that'll be key one.
one.
Okay, so I missed the first one, but the second one's a nat
First
20.
one was which one? The spited or the flank?
Flank.
Whatever.
If I get it out,
I'll let it slide this time. But next time, it's gonna go in your respective order that you call them. So, you're smited one second time. Would you hit a nat 20?
nat 20.
Alright, roll your damage. It's double the damage dice, but any of the pluses that you get are still pluses. They're not doubled.
Is it double the searing smite dice also?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is gonna take a second. So
Okay.
12 off just the regular damage.
Alright.
And then the searing smite adds 2 more d6, so 4d6.
If the Fury Smite is 2d6, yes, it's 4d6.
Keep it.
Okay, so
Or you can
12.
roll 2d6. No.
Yeah, so there's another 11. And those are, so 23 total, and those, the searing smite ones, they need to pass a Constitution 13 at the start of each of their turns, or they remain on fire and take a d6 of fire damage.
Okay. If they pass it, do they go out of fire? They're like put out. They don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
All right. So, Marxus, you are up next.
Anybody care to fill me in? No? Okay.
I'll say that in the past 6 seconds, there's been 2 axes lit ablaze that rip past your head. I would say you're well aware of what's going on, but also there's Tulligan and Narnan at your feet. I would say you're well aware of the situation, just depending on what you'd like to do about it.
Do I notice Tolgan with a bolt in his throat?
Yes.
I see it, and I feel rage behind my eyeballs. Not in like a D&D like I rage sense, because I'm not a bard, but like...
Good luck. Yeah, until next level.
Can't wait. But I like Super Saiyan feel myself, and I'm going to use a key point for Step of the Wind to dash as my bonus action this turn, and my jump distance is doubled, so I'm going to dash towards where the bolt came from as fast as I can. I'm going to move 90 feet as a bonus action. Am I next to this? I don't know their speed or like.
They were probably about 65 feet away from you.
Cool. So I'm going to sprint right up next to him as my bonus action, and I am going to use a... Man, alright. I'm going to do 2 unarmed strikes. Just like palm chest twice. A 15 to hit the first time for 6 damage. A 21 to hit the second time for 8 damage. We're at 14 damage total. And since I used a key point, let me know if I'm doing this wrong. I'm still trying to figure out monks. I spent a key point as part of my action. Well, it was a bonus action technically. So can I still use another attack with an unarmed strike or monk weapon as a bonus action before the end of my turn? Probably not, because I already used my bonus action, right?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So then I'm gonna like just have those two chests as hard as I can, doing 14 damage. 14 total. 8 and 6.
I think we need to not kill this person as much as we want to.
You say
we need to
that.
figure out where he came from.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling like
Don't kill
Star-Lord and Thanos right now.
As you shout that out, say, don't kill him. We're going to capture him. We're going to start off with Narnip, but he is dipping into the city, and that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Oh.
I literally just slammed the table. I am. Man.
Um,
To be fair, it should be okay to find him. He's on fire.
I'm picturing what's the Faramir and Boromir's father from Lord of the Rings when he's on fire and he just sprints off of the top of Minas Tirith.
Impulse are both of Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, we did. AJ, did you realize that like he's on fire and Ghost Rider and like Con Air? So then we were like, man.
So, we will. We're going to be right here. We're going to quickly use the restrooms and refreshments, and then we will be right back here in about 5 minutes tops to do what we call the hangover. It's kind of like a little after chat. We chat about what we think about the episode, what happened, if we learned anything, our favorite parts and least favorite parts. I think they're going to be pretty on the nose for a lot of things here, but please stick around, and we will be back in the next 5 minutes. But otherwise, if you don't want to stick after that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for hanging out. We appreciate the follows. We appreciate all the other things. We appreciate those that entered to win our awesome giveaway. We will be reaching out to the winner and
Francazi.
but yeah, thank you very much, and we will see you next week. And we'll be doing some cool stuff in the future too. So, thank you again, and yeah, if you want to stick around next week and watch us try.
Watch us try. Bye.